Welcome, everybody, to our final Regulation G Gym Challenge here at Psycho Turtle in Pico Rivera, California. I am very excited. Pikachu is very excited, as you can probably tell. And yeah, our final one. We've spent so much time with Regulation G as a format, and this will be a fun little send-off to it, as well as looking forward a little bit to our next to Regulation I and some of the tournaments that'll be happening when that comes around. But we're going to get into our round 2 here. We had an incident at Tornadus and Thunderous outside, as is often to do. Had some issues getting into the venue, but we are going to get underway. Round number 2. We have 9 Masters here today. I think 9 Masters and 1 Senior. We have 4 rounds of Swiss along with a top 4 cut. So still some nice points on the line for people. Still some people working towards their challenge BFLs, working towards their getting the card, the 200 points for the card. I know that matters quite a bit to everybody, is the card. But yeah, we're going to get underway. Round number 2, we've got Aaron Brok and Nicholas Stavrakis. Nicholas running the mono-normal team. It has Galarian, Weezing, Regigigas, Terapagos, Indeedee, that's the male form, Smeargle, and Ditto. Weezing is Terra Normal, so I'll give credit, I guess. It's Paldean, yeah. He mentioned it's a Paldean Terra Normal, or mono-normal team, so the Weezing has the Terra Normal, so that the team can go with that. And then Aaron Brok on the other end has that Sun, very offensive Crydon team. It's got Crydon, of course, Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, Brute Bonnet, Walking Wake, and Tinkaton. It's a tough matchup for the mono-normal team for sure, but Regigigas can always get work done. It is Choice Band, which is even scarier, as it has just a ton of damage that's able to output with even just the Body Slam, but also, and especially the Body Slam in this matchup where I guess Fluttermane and Tinkaton can both make that a bit more difficult, and Chi-Yu has the Terra Ghost, but I'm curious how that's going to end up matching up. Going to get underway here, I do believe. It's round number 2, an FYI. Working with our new system here. So it should have some cool Pokemon that we get to see on the screen. Aaron's going to lead with that Chi-Yu and the Brute Bonnet, which is very interesting, and the Weezing Regigigas on the other side, so we will get to see that Regigigas gameplay here. And then on the other end, the Brute Bonnet's an interesting bring. I'm used to the Brute Bonnet. Oh, this is actually, I'm learning real time, this is actually a bit of a different Brute Bonnet. It has the Seed Bomb, no Sucker Punch. So we'll be able to go with that Rage Powder to try to pull away some of the aggro from the Chi-Yu to start out here. The Chi-Yu does get the Heat Wave, hold for Burn, that could really matter here. No Burn. Regigigas does get the Crush Claw, and that will do good damage, but not enough for a KO. That does mean Regigigas is locked into Crush Grip. For those who don't know, which probably some people, as it's an exclusive move to Regigigas, I believe, Crush Grip does more damage the higher HP your opponent has, so it's kind of anti-Eruption or Water Spout in that way. So it will do less damage to Brute Bonnet in this case, as it already has gone down to very low HP, but it'll probably knock it out still, because any damage will probably knock out the Brute Bonnet from this range. And it does a little less damage to Chi-Yu now, if that's the goal. At this point, Brute Bonnet will be able to get a Rage Powder off still, and that's the big issue for Nicholas. And we'll do that once again. No switches, no Terras, which makes sense. Don't really want to burn any of that too early on in this one. Another Heat Wave from Chi-Yu, not going to knock out either. No burn, and the Crush Grip, yeah, as you can see there, it does absolutely nothing. Because it was on such low HP already. And that's difficult and unfortunate for Nicholas, as that does mean that Chi-Yu is not going to take more damage that turn. A Strange Steam would have been at least a neutral hit. Did some okay damage there, but now Chi-Yu's in a really good spot, still Choice Scarfed to just click Heat Wave one more time and pick up a knockout on both these Pokemon. course, there is the Protect available on the Weezing. Big scary noise outside. Not the thunder. Not the thunderous. See what's in the back for Aaron. Rhydon makes sense to be back there somewhere. You don't really want to not bring your restricted. We are still in Regulation G after all. You can't just not bring your one restricted. You can, but rarely. I'm curious what else is back there. I mean, whenever you're playing against a team like this, like a sort of gimmicky team, yeah, it makes sense that Fluttermane is Pokemon back there. It is immune to Crush Grip. It is immune to those normal type moves that Regigigas is able to pull out. And might just be that both these Pokemon drop right now. Yeah, Chi's going to click Heat Wave again. It's going to double connect for the third time in a row and pick up the knockout again. Fluttermane doesn't have anything that it can really do here, but we'll see what it wanted to click. Seeds of Ruin going to get active again. And there goes Regigigas as well. Fluttermane went for the Moonblast. Obviously, nobody there. Chi will take another tick of poison, but not taking too much so far. The remaining two in the back now are the Terapagos and the Ditto. Have to... Ooh, we'll see. Okay, that is the correct orientation of what I thought that was going to go to, or should have gone to. Ditto's going to copy the Fluttermane, and Terapagos going to Terra Shift into that turtle form. I mean, it's always a turtle. I guess it's just the middle-sized turtle. It's the stellar form. Something we discussed earlier. This is a very defensive Terapagos. It only has Terra Starstorm as an attacking move, which means that it will need to Terrastalize to hit Fluttermane. But whether you want to do that just yet is the question. And Ditto can threaten both these Pokemon to a degree right now. You do have the Shadow Ball available to you, and the Moonblast, and the Icy Wind even, if you want to try to get speed control on both of these. Could come down to a speed tie. Ditto is just going to go for the Protect, taking that move from the Fluttermane. Ooh, both Fluttermanes are going to match Protects. Chi didn't switch out, so it has to click Heat Wave. It will be weakened by the Terra Shell. See how much that gets. Nice little chunk there, but not too much, and Terapagos does get the Calm Mind off. So that is now a +1 Terapagos, and to a team that, I mean, is currently threatening 2 special attackers, although you have to assume the Koraidon's in the back. But that Koraidon can get in a little bit of trouble if it's dealing with both these 2 Pokemon remaining. It could come down to, I feel like at this point the best move for Nicholas is, okay. Yeah, I guess I was going to suggest something and then I had to disagree with myself. Terapagos is still slower than Chiyu, even if Icy Wind goes down. You can't really go for that right now. You're going to get the Terra. I think that is the Terapagos. Yes, it is. You'll get to see its Terrastal form. You get to see all 3 forms this battle. And it's got a little hat of itself. Always fun. Chiyu does go first, gets the Heat Wave, does not connect with Terapagos. That is big, but Ditto does get burned. The big question here, which Fluttermane moves first? They are the same speed. Ditto goes first, does get the Shadow Ball down, and that could be really big, because Fluttermane will go down to the Focus Sash. We'll see what the Fluttermane wants to target here. It's Shadow Ball the other direction towards the other Ditto, so the Ditto will drop, but I think it'll come down to a restricted one-on-one now. As a Terra Starstorm here should take out both these Pokemon. There it is. And... be surprised if it does not pick up the double knockout here. Yes, it does. But now the big problem is that there is presumably a Koraidon in the back. Say presumably, we're not 100% sure. There are the leftovers ticks for Terapagos, so you can get basically to full HP after a Protect next turn. Yes, it is the Koraidon, that makes a lot of sense. Just the restricted one-on-one now, but the likelihood that Terapagos takes a collision course is not 100%. You want to go for a Protect here, I think, for Nicholas. Just get a little bit more leftovers recovery. Yep. Was going for the collision course. Got to be the move here for Aaron. It'll just come down here whether that collision course KOs. I've been told I'm full of joyous whimsy of not knowing whether something like this KOs. It's probably really obvious whether or not this collision course is gonna KO. Because it doesn't. It doesn't pick up the KO. Terrapagos takes it, does the +1 Terra Starstorm knockout in return, single target against this Koraidon, still very bulky Pokemon. Oh, not even particularly close. And that probably is gonna do it. Not a whole lot for Nicholas to do here. I think the only possibility was potentially hoping that Collision Course hadn't been PP maxed, go for like a triple protect and then wait out the Terra Starstorm. There was not really a way back in that one. And a nice game by Aaron Brok. Always maintaining that Koraidon in the back as the win condition. I think the difficult thing was just how much damage that Chi-Yu was outputting. At the end of the day, the Chi-Yu completely did all of the work knocking out both Weezing and Regigigas, and did half of the HP to Ditto, although Ditto probably would have gotten taken down by the Shadow Ball in return. But at the end of the day, that game moved just a little bit too fast for Nicholas, I think. It was partly the fact that Koraidon does have that big type advantage, but I think the bigger thing is the game just moved a little too fast. The Terrapagos really wants to get... I mean, I think you have to get 2 or 3 Calm Minds to feel happy about that matchup against Koraidon. And I mean, if the Ditto was able to come in on the Koraidon, or was able to take a hit, or get an extra turn out of it, then maybe, but, I mean, there's a reason why Chi-Yu Fluttermane is such a good duo, because they do just kind of sit there, and they're really fast, and they're kind of hard to deal with, and the Focus Sash makes Fluttermane even more difficult to deal with. See the Smeargle lead here. 2 Pokemon we didn't see in the last one were the Indeedee and the Smeargle. Kind of anticipate Weezing and Regigigas come as a set, although Weezing doesn't necessarily need to come as a set. But at the same time, I think Ditto in this matchup is really high value, because you take the Chi-Yu, you get Sun-boosted Heat Waves, you take the Walking Wake, you get Sun-boosted Walking Wake. You take the Fluttermane, you get Photosynthesis boosted Fluttermane. You take the Koraidon, you're feeling great. Even Brute Bonnet gets some value from the Photosynthesis. So we'll see this game number 2 now. Both these players are 1-0 right now, with 4 rounds and a top 4 cut. Probably going to want to go 3-1 at worst. Try to get to the second round here, or to the knockout stage, the top 4, top cut, whatever. Koraidon Chi-Yu the lead for Aaron. Getting a lot more aggressive here than in the previous game. That does mean that it's going to be a little bit more difficult, for Terrapagos to really get the setup that it'll want. Particularly with the Chi-Yu able to click Heat Wave and hit both targets. I doubt that Smeargle's going to take 2 Heat Waves. It could come down to Smeargle's Moody if it's able to boost its special defense, or even its speed. That could be pretty significant. Koraidon's actually just going to switch out. So all the stuff I was talking about before, not really going to matter. Tinkaton actually going to be the choice here. And Tinkaton actually does match up really well against this Terrapagos. Ooh, and it was the fake out into the Chi-Yu, so the Chi-Yu can't do anything. So nothing will get done this turn. Terrapagos will get the Calm Mind off. We won't know what Chi-Yu's locked into yet, or I suppose Chi-Yu's not locked in, I don't think. And ooh, Smeargle's going to get the defense boost, but the special defense drop. It's not going to matter a ton, because it was probably going to drop to 2 Chi-Yu moves regardless. 2 being because of the Focus Sash. Defense boost could... I don't know, it could have been meaningful. Maybe another defense boost would make it meaningful, but... Smeargle is very frail, so it probably isn't going to matter a whole lot. But And now Smeargle, it did use its Fake Out, so now it has Follow Me, Wide Guard, and Spore as its remaining options. Tinkaton now has its Fake Out turn if it wants to go for it, but Smeargle's just going to go for the Wide Guard here. Try to block out a Heat Wave. It will be the Fake Out. Ooh, into the Smeargle specifically. That is an interesting choice, and it is the Flamethrower. Going to try to pick up the KO on Smeargle, and yeah, going to get that. That does mean Terapagos is another free turn. If this is a Calm Mind or even a Substitute, this could be big for Nicholas. It's another Calm Mind, so that's a +2 special defense Terapagos. And now we'll see, it's going to be Ditto actually coming in on the Chi-Yu, which is a bit of a surprise to me. Ooh, it does mean Beads of Ruin actually stacks. Now there's 2 Beads of Ruins down on the Tinkaton, who is... Ooh, and it also means that there's a super effective move on the Tinkaton now. That's a clever little move. I wasn't even really thinking about that. The Tinkaton is Assault Vest, generally pretty bulky, but now all that flips a little bit. The Chi-Yu on Aaron's side will still be faster, but what that will really mean is not a whole lot. If Terapagos stays in that Stellar form, it will take a hit with the Terra Shell. And Chi-Yu isn't... Like, the Ditto Chi-Yu is not worried about Flamethrower at all, so... I'm gonna see the Terra here. I believe that's Aaron's Terra. I think that has to be on the Tinkaton? Yeah, it's on the Tinkaton. It'll mean the Tinkaton takes a hit. I think Aaron's goal here is to try to knock out the Terapagos this turn, which would be pretty big. A Flamethrower plus a Gigaton Hammer might do it. There's the Flamethrower into the Terapagos. It's gonna break the Terra Shell. Shouldn't do too much damage after that, yeah. About a quarter. Flamethrower the other direction. Not going to do a ton of damage. A burn would be important here, and it does burn. That is big. If that was going for the double target onto the... Yeah, it is the double target. It's the Gigaton Hammer. Will it take the hit? Absolutely. It was probably going to take the hit beforehand. That was actually not a lot of damage. But the burn is pretty significant. And there's the Terra Starstorm. Absolutely going to knock out that Chi-Yu. The big problem here is the Terapagos did still take a bit of damage. And if Koraidon comes back in here, it'll be pretty decently in a spot to get rid of it. It is the Koraidon. And Nicholas does have answers to this. I think you probably have to switch out the Ditto here. I think you probably... I think you need to maintain the Ditto and also maintain the possibility that Ditto is going to become Koraidon. So I think that's a solid win condition here. And I think Indeedee actually is a nice answer here, but we're going to see the Terra. It's going to be that Terra on the Terapagos. I'm just not sure if it's going to take a hit here. We saw before, Collision Course is a 2-hit KO, and the first one, ooh, but it actually takes away the Sun with the Terra Zero with the updated ability, so now it's going to do way less damage. It takes it with 3 HP remaining. Just 3 HP remaining on the Terapagos after taking away the Sun. Now the Terra Starstorm will hit both targets. It'll be super effective on the Tinkaton as well. And it picks up the double knockout. And now just 1 Pokemon remaining for Aaron to try to get through 3 Pokemon of Nicholas's. A great turn by Nicholas. You shouldn't listen to me ever, actually. I'm the worst commentator of all time. Because that was an incredible play by Nicholas and probably just won that game. Might bring us to a Game 3 here. This Chi-Yu is probably going to be a pretty good answer. Ooh, it's the Brute Bonnet. Yeah, Chi-Yu is going to be a good answer to whatever comes out here. And the Brute Bonnet doesn't even have Sucker Punch. So I think the Terapagos is going to get a Terra Starstorm off first, yeah. So we are tied now, 1 game apiece. Nicholas with a really nice setup game there in game number 2. You get 2 Calm Minds up on your Terapagos, and suddenly that thing starts to cook. Also a big question, because I believe, and if I'm wrong here, nobody is going to get mad at me, but I believe that the sun goes away, or the Terra Zero, the Terrestrial Zero, whatever the ability is for the Terrestrialize, the Terrestrial form Terrapagos, takes away the weather and terrain, but you can then come in and set it while it's active. I could be very wrong. It's only, no one can tell me, because I don't read the chat. But that means that preserving it for later was a good answer to then take that hit from Crydon. It also could have just been a range, but I don't really think it was. I think it was a little too much damage for that. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I could be wrong. We will see what the choice is in game number 3. Nicholas went away from the Wheezing Regigigas mode in game number 2. I didn't hate it, but I mean, results are results, and having Indeedee in the back as well is really nice to be able to launch off an Expanding Force. There's really nothing that stops it other than just Chi-Yu being present. It's going to be the Crydon Brute Bonnet lead this time, and it's Smeargle Terrapagos once again. You have to be worried about the Brute Bonnet Spore, as well as Crydon in general. Brute Bonnet does get the defense boost out of the Photosynthesis, which makes sense. I think that is just its best stat, or no, I think it's attack. It's one of those two. Ooh, this could be an interesting turn. I like this play, if that's what the choice is, although it could be pretty dangerous. A lot of dangerous options here. Terrapagos is going to protect. Keep it away from a Spore, keep it away from a Collision Course. No switch outs. Crydon went for the Scale Shot. It's loaded dice with the Scale Shot. Oh, and it missed the Smeargle. It didn't attack into the Terrapagos, it missed the Smeargle. And so the Spore gets down onto the Crydon. It's now asleep. Brute Bonnet is going to launch out a taunt into the Smeargle, but the damage has already basically been done. Crydon's asleep. It's going to be really difficult for it to put in any work right now, and now there's a bit of time for some setup. Either go for a Substitute or a Coma. I really like a Substitute here, because it means that you block out a Spore, and Crydon can't wake up. There's basically no downside unless it calls it, goes for a Seed Bomb, and that's enough to break it, which I don't think it is. See where this progresses. Crydon being asleep is really tough for Aaron, because it really is that safety valve on this team. I mean, it sounds weird to say that about the Restricted, but it really is the thing that makes sure that Terrapagos doesn't just run over this entire lineup. Indeedee coming out here, gets the Psychic Terrain up. There's really nothing that takes away the terrain other than Terrapagos, which is the funny thing. And Terrapagos is actually going to switch out as well, which is very interesting. Oh, and it's going to take the Crydon. The Ditto comes in and takes the Crydon with that Imposter. Now that is a Crydon and a Choice Scarf Indeedee on the other end. That is going to be really difficult to match up into, because, yeah, the taunt doesn't matter at all. What, you're taking away my Protect? I mean, that's not ideal, but Expanding Force plus Collision Course hits absolutely everything here. And you could go for the Hyper Voice instead, if you prefer. Scale Shot could boost your speed and put you ahead for the entire game. It's a really interesting moment here. This could really decide how the course of this game, the collision course of this game, if you will. Is learning what the moves do on on Crydon. Chi-Yu will come out, so it'll actually it will take a Psychic type move. And yeah, indeed, he went for the Psychic into the Crydon slot. We'll take that, but the Ditto Crydon will use the Flare Blitz into the Brute Bonnet. Not actually enough to KO. Brute Bonnet gets an attack off now. Will get to Spore something. It spores the Indeedee. It's an interesting choice. Indeedee's locked into Psychic now, but it's also asleep. It's going to be asleep at least for this turn, so you might as well click Psychic here, and the big question is, what can your Ditto Crydon do? It should take a hit from Chiyu. I doubt that it'll drop to thing here. Indeedee's asleep. It'll take its sleep turn. Chiyu with the Overheat. I think it has to KO the Crydon here, and it does. Does pick up the KO on the Crydon. That is big for Aaron. Man, Brute Bonnet went for the Spore. Did not get to do anything. Ooh, Miracle coming in here, which is interesting. I don't know about this, because there's actually no damage being threatened right now. Base Scarf only allows use of Psychic is the problem. Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Second turn, don't do it! Don't do it! Oh, thank you. Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Second turn, don't do it! Oh, don't do it! Oh no! We'll see how this turn goes. Stavrakis going to switch in here on the Indeedee slot. Smeargle not going to get to fake out. It is in Psychic terrain. there's the laugh. Rage Powder does go off, doesn't really matter. Probably would have KO'd the Brute Bonnet, but Overheat going into Smeargle again, so not a terrible turn. Wow, that actually brought Smeargle down to set. It speaks to the power and like lack thereof of bulk everywhere here that did that. Smeargle gets a special attack boost, not really what it wants. But now, I do think Nicholas has an opportunity here to try to get out of this hole. As long as you don't get spored by Brute Bonnet, you have to feel like you're in an okay spot to try to set up a Calm Mind or two. The Overheat does, like, nothing to Stavrakis at this point, I would imagine. Sun is down. Yeah, we're gonna see it take out the Smeargle. Does pick up. Stavrakis does get the substitute off. See, the Brute Bonnet went for it. Had to be an... Ooh, it did go for the Spore. So it won't be able to hit there. Now Stavrakis will sit behind that substitute for just a minute, and it's going to be pretty safe behind that. I don't know if Brute Bonnet can activate it. Ooh, and the Psychic Terrain will go back up when Indeedee switches in. Not super meaningful, but... I don't know if Brute Bonnet's C-Bomb will break the substitute, and I don't know if Overheat will at this point either. So Stavrakis might have an opportunity to go for a couple Calm Minds behind that substitute. And on the other end, Indeedee is present. Still asleep. I believe it can wake up this turn? Or no, it switched out, I think, when it went to sleep, so I think this might be the sleep turn. No, it can wake up now. So that could be pretty big if it's able to take out the Brute Bonnet here. We'll be locked into whatever it uses here. Chiyu switches out. It's probably the Crydon? No, it's the Flutter Mane. Indeedee wakes up. Will get to get its Hyper Voice off. It won't hit the Flutter Mane, but it does hit the Brute Bonnet. Yeah, the only thing now that can hit Flutter Mane is Terastallized Stavrakis, so you're going to 100% definitely need to Terastallize on your Stavrakis here. This might come down to Crydon sleep turns. Chiyu did also switch out, so it'll reset its special attack drops. Tropico is going to keep healing up behind that substitute as well. You might want one more Calm Mind. I mean, the problem here is that both of these Pokemon are going to have a difficult time breaking through Terapagos without the... like, with the Calm Mind boosts, both Chi-Yu and Fluttermane, assuming Chi-Yu comes in here, which could be Koraidon, but if it's Koraidon, you have to worry about Koraidon being taken down before you're able to get through the substitute or get through Terapagos here, and it will be the Chi-Yu. Really want to break this sub if you are Aaron. If you're Nicholas, I think you can get another greedy Calm Mind up here. You do have to be worried about the Fluttermane to some degree, but you get a second Calm Mind up, you have to feel a lot better. Voice Scarf only allows use of Hyper Voice, so that will be the move here from the Indeedee. We'll do some okay damage to Chi-Yu, most likely. The Indeedee is still around as well and will contribute damage, although Fluttermane obviously wins a Fluttermane Indeedee 1v1. Eventually. There's the Terra from Aaron. Probably going to be the Chi-Yu, actually. Yeah, it's going to block the Hyper Voice, but I don't know if that's... well, it's not bad. It's not a bad choice. The issue here is just, can you break through Terapagos? Like, that'll be what this comes down to. Indeed, he goes for the Hyper Voice. It is just a guy standing there now. Chi-Yu with the Flamethrower. Does this break sub at +1 takes damage? And yes, it does. And the Moonblast comes in as well. That is really good damage on the Tropicos, and it gets the special attack drop. That is tough. It is at +2 special defense, but only +1 special attack, and that probably is not going to be enough to win this one. It's likely going to have to Terastallize right now as well. Still an opportunity here, I think, for Nicholas. I think you have to go for the Terra here and just start hitting. I don't think you have the time to play this any slower, and you do need to be bulkier right now. Like, at minimum, I think you have to Terra. I don't think you can stay in your baby form. Especially because you know you have to... you have to Terra to win this game. Like, Terapagos has to Terra in order to hit these Pokemon. Alright, we're gonna see it. There is Nicholas's Terra on that Terapagos, going to become that big stellar form, going to get a bit of HP back, which is important. I don't know if it gets any bulkier, like if its defenses get any higher. I don't think they do. I could be wrong, though. I've been wrong before, probably about that Terraform Zero thing. DD with the Hyper Voice does nothing again. Locked into Flamethrower, next is Chi-Yu. See how much it does here. Good damage, but not good enough. Moonblast is not going to KO. We'll get... oh, critical hit! Oh, no! The critical hit will do it. Oh, Nicholas putting in a great effort with that mono-normal team, with the Paldean Gym Leader mono-normal team. But just getting taken down by some of the pieces of luck right there at the end of that third game, and just a couple of moments in that game were just enough to figure that, just enough for Aaron to win that one. And Aaron Brok, a great player, so a really fun a really fun one that we got there in round number 2. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with round number 3 of only 4. So you don't want to go anywhere. Lots of exciting Pokemon left to go.